think we're live.
Really? We are live?
Yeah.
But why was I frozen?
I don't know. Okay, so we'll set up.
Yes, but where are the people?
They're gonna come on. Remember, everyone can hear you who logs on. Keep your voice down, please.
Oh.
Grab your.
Hey guys. Mama. What are you up to? Mama. Mommy.
Oh, look, there's 2 people on.
I don't see anyone.
See at the top, it says an eyeball and then 2.
Yeah,
So
but.
that means there's 2 people. Jack, stop bouncing.
Hello. Sorry.
Hi, everybody. People are just logging on,
Hi.
so we'll give them a chance. It's not 12 yet.
Yes, but. 7.
Pardon?
Yes,
Campbell,
but.
stop. Don't touch the...
Mommy.
Yep.
Why can't we see the people?
Look, there's Nancy.
Yeah, but why
Hi,
can't
Megan. See, there's
Hi.
people people logging in, and then sometimes they're commenting, so we can see it.
Yeah, but Mama,
Yes.
why can't we see their whole face and then
Because
talking?
we won't be able to.
11,
Hi, Nancy.
10, 12,
Jack, fix your hair, please.
13.
Yeah. The people are joining, so let's just give people a chance to join. Grab your.
Is Auntie B going on?
I think so.
15.
Grab your grab a drink of water if you guys need.
Hey
Hello.
guys.
Guys, back up, please.
14.
Jack, can you drink water?
Hello.
Yep, they're growing, Nance.
Why can't we hear them?
Evie, don't touch the ladder. Okay, that's where it's balanced.
Yes, but why?
Because they want to be able to hear us, so it's not like Zoom.
Are they muted?
Kind of, yeah. Okay, back up, guys.
Wait, so we just can't see our own faces?
Hi, Vanessa. Great. Hi, Kimberly. Hi to everybody in Toronto.
Hello, everybody in Toronto.
Okay, back up.
Hey, everybody in Canada.
Okay. Okay, we'll give it say another minute and until everybody joins. Got a good number of people so far, so that's good.
Why were they
These people can like it and they can do hearts and emoticons. Don't touch the ladder, please. Okay, back up. Okay, come on. Okay, let's go get started.
Where? You can see Jack.
Okay, grab your. I don't think we need them to start, but. Hi to everybody in Calgary. Hi, Shannon. Hey, Kim. Okay, everybody.
Mrs. Kim?
No, not your Mrs. Kim.
Oh.
I hope everybody has a soccer ball. If you don't have a soccer ball, any playground ball, basketball, even a tennis ball,
Yeah.
or even if you don't have a ball, a balled up sweatshirt, something that you can just use as a prop will work. Soccer ball is not essential, so please participate even if you don't have one. But we will do some specific skill work where a ball that's round in shape and a little bit hard will make it easier for you. So we'll get going. So I first of all wanted to say hi to Elsa and Kate and Sam and Rowan and Jordan.
Hey guys.
These guys' cousins, if they're watching,
Hey.
and to Kaya and Annie and Henry and Sadie
And Melvin.
and Presley and Sunny and Max
And
Nova
Melvin.
Scotia and Melvin and to everybody at United Dartmouth Soccer Club. So every time we go back to Dartmouth, we go over the summer usually, and I usually get to see everybody at the soccer club. So hope you guys are watching and hope you have fun. So let's get started. Come on back, guys. Okay, so your soccer ball can be to the side to start off with. And hopefully you have a buddy working out with you or your mom and dad. So just make sure you've got a little bit of space in between you. And then we're just going to start by bouncing. So come to the balls with your feet and let your arms really be floppy and jiggly. And you can move side to side. And you can even bend your knees. So you're not really stretching your legs. You're just giving your spine a little bit of movement. Press into your feet and roll back up again. So go from a rounded shape to nice and tall like a tree. You're doing great. So then next, ear to shoulder, and then slide your hand down your thigh. You can move over a little bit. And then when you get to a point where you can't go anymore, bend your knees and keep sliding your hand down towards your ankle. And then come back up again. And then do the same thing on the other side. So ear to the other shoulder, slide your hand down. Can't go anymore, bend your knees, keep sliding. So kind of a roll out to the side and then come back up again. So that should feel like a nice stretch on the other side. Next, pick up your ball. And we're going to warm up the shoulders. So we're going to do ribbons. I sometimes train people like this with kettlebells, but you can do it with anything. So start from your right hip, move to your left shoulder, do a little halo around your head, and then come to the left hip. Then do the opposite. Left hip to right shoulder, around your head, and back again. Let's do that a few times. If you get confused, don't worry about it. Just pretend like you're giving yourself a ball orbit around your head. Not important to be perfect. You just want your shoulders to move a little bit. Great. Next, we're going to partner up with a buddy. So Campbell, you put the ball down if you need. You be with Campbell because you guys are the same shape or about the same size. So find a buddy. If you don't have a buddy, you can do it on your own. You can just do ball passes around your waist. But if you've got a buddy, go back to back. And I'm going to pass the ball to Jack. And then I'm going to change sides. You were going side to side. Okay, and so we're just passing like this. So we're getting a little bit of twisting. Good. Next, take a half step forward. And again, if you're by yourself, you can just go touch the ball down, lift the ball up. Touch the ball down, lift the ball up. But if you have a buddy, I can pass it to Jack. Over my head, and then grab it between my legs. So, Evie, you're going overhead. Evie, behave yourself. And then over again. And let's do one more. Good, Evie and Campbell. Perfect. And then grab it. Good. Okay, next, plank pose. So you can go in, Evie, I'm just going to show everybody. You can go in a half plank where your knees are down and you're like this. Or you can go in a full plank and you want your ball for this. So go get your ball, Evie.
I forget what it is.
So this one, you're going to come up in your plank. Try to make yourself as straight as possible. And I'm just going to lift one hand and pass the ball from side to side.
Or like this.
So you can make your feet wider to make it a little bit easier. Yeah. Or you can do it on your belly like Campbell's doing if it's a little bit challenging. So let's do 3 more of these. Good. So that's our warm-up. Okay, next for our activation, we're going to put our balls down. Evie, you come next to Jack. Yeah, grab a sip of water anytime you need. So if you don't have a water bottle next to you, go make sure you've got one or a glass of water so you can take a break. It's really hot here today. We're inside, but it's really good to hydrate. So next, activation, just moving our feet in different ways. Come up onto your tiptoes, and then just kind of walk around. Little short steps. Getting the calves warmed up. Eyes up. Make sure you're not crashing into anything. Into your buddy or your mom and dad or any furniture. Now switch. Bend your knees a little bit and then come onto your heels. And then walk around. So we're kind of stretching out our calves here. Good. Next, we're going to let the knees collapse inside. It's not really a super athletic position. And walk on the inside edges of your feet.
I can't really do that.
That's okay. You do the best that you can.
I can only good.
And now do the opposite. Roll to the outer edges of your feet so your knees are going to move further away from each other and walk on the outer edges of your feet.
I can do the outer edges but not the inner.
Well, that's good. You're doing a great job.
But I can do the outer edges.
Good. So ankles and their mobility really important for soccer players. So we're getting into this here. Okay, Okay, next, find a little bit of space. Maybe you come here. Come next to Jack. And then you can be next to a wall for this, or hang on to a friend or your mom and dad. Bring your weight to your left leg and just lift your right foot up just enough so that if somebody was far away taking your picture, they maybe wouldn't be able to tell that you're balancing on one leg. So you want to keep your body really straight like a pillar, and then you'll start to feel the top of your left leg and the outside of your hip start to really activate, or you'll feel those muscles come to life a little bit. Bend into your knee just a little bit, and then we're going to add a little bit of a swing with that right leg. So again, hold on to a couch or a chair or a friend. And then if that feels good, maybe you add the opposite arm, opposite leg. So when you're walking, when you're running, when you're kicking, as your right leg comes forward, so does your left arm. So see if you can do that. And then you can even add a little bit of a hop as you're doing it. Good. Okay, switch sides. So if you were balancing on your left leg, switch to your right or the opposite. So first, just start by lifting the foot up just enough. Like I could just pass a piece of paper through it or underneath it. So you're not bending the knee, you're just lifting it up and balance, and then grab a friend if you need, or the wall. And then see if you can make it a little bit more dynamic. So leg comes through, that's it, Jack. And then add your opposite arm swings. Try not to karate chop anybody.
Like this?
Yeah. So it's kind of like your kick. And then you can add a little bit of a hop. Good, you guys keep doing it. I'll just make sure that everything's good here. Hi in Boston too. Awesome. We've got people from all over watching.
All over the world?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
America,
taking that swing action that we were just doing, think about your soccer pass. So I want you to start with your right foot, lift your foot up, pull your toes towards your shin a little bit, and then make it so you can't move it. So lock your ankle, lock your foot. So it's really hard. You need to back up a little bit. And then you're going to have your imaginary ball. You're going to step and pretend like you're striking the ball with the inside of your foot. So remember, guys, not a floppy foot, nice and rigid. So we're opening up. Nice and quiet. Good, and then switch sides. So same thing, lift the left foot up, pull the toes up a little bit, try to pass it. Guys, do this first. Imagine you're trying to move it, you can't. Keep that shape of your foot, and then come through, and then hit your imaginary ball, but you're the inside of your foot, and you're passing to a friend. But at the same time, we're warming up the inside of our leg and our hip. Good. Okay. Grab another drink if you need it.
Better you say drink, I grab a drink.
And then for this next part, you'll need your ball. Okay, so this is a little bit of a strength part using the ball. So you're going to put the ball between your knees. And Evie and Campbell are 6, and the ball between their knees, it puts them a little bit like this. So if that's the case with your little ones, you can also squeeze the ball between your feet. You figure out what works the best based on your proportions. So squeeze the ball and notice how the inside of your thighs start to wake up a little bit. If you feel them, they're not all floppy, they're a little bit hard, right? So that's what we want. Separate the feet a little bit, and then keep squeezing the ball, and then squat down. So let's do 10 of those. 3, 4, let's do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep the ball where it is. Use a friend or the wall, and then you're going to come to the right foot. Keep squeezing your knees together, and then try to do 5 single leg squats. 2 more. 5, and then quickly switch sides. So I'm on my opposite foot. You need to back up so everybody can see, please. And then left leg. Using a friend if you need. Let's do 2 more. And 1, And don't let the ball squirt out. Squat, jump. And then you can take your time, reset up, or make it continuous. Try to do 10. 4, keep going, you. 5, 6, 7, you can tell me after. 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Last one is our strength. Put your right foot forward into a lunge. Make sure your back foot is a little bit wider, so your feet are still hip-width apart, your front leg's bent. Do your right foot, Jack. Campbell, you were good.
And on the back, you need to be able to
Pick up your ball, Eve. So, ball's going to be out in front, and then don't let your knees or your legs change, and we're going to twist. And then back to the front. I'll back up so you guys have more room. And then twist. So a lunge, and then we're twisting. Good, and then switch sides. Whatever foot you had in front, change it, and it's the other way. So arms out in front, twist. Make sure you're breathing. You don't have to go super fast. Good. Okay, put the balls down. We'll go back to it. We're going to do some skill work in a minute. Make sure your ball's not squirting away, Eve. And then we're going to do some quick feet. So we're going to start with both feet, and we're going to do numbers up to 5. So you're going to imagine you're tracing the lines of the numbers with your feet. So when I say 1, you're just going to quickly trace the number 1 up and down. And so on and so forth. And then we'll add the letter B for box, and maybe G for goal. So I'll call them out. So ready? We'll go up to 5, and then B for box and G for goal. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Tracing the numbers with your feet. Number 5. And now a B for box, capital B. And G for goal, capital G. Great. Now let's try single leg. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it'll look like this. It's a hop. So I'm going to hop forward for number 1, and then so on and so forth for the other number. So let's try it. Single leg. Again, you can hold on to a wall or a friend to do this. So right leg first. Number 1, 2, 3. Switch feet. Let's do 1, 2, 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So hopefully your heart rate's up, body's nice and warm. Grab a drink again if you need it. And then we'll switch to some ball work. So have your ball or whatever you have handy at home. And again, if you're not familiar with any skill movements in soccer, don't worry about it. Do your best. And I'll let you know when we can progress something or come back. Just check out here. Hi guys. I think I just saw a Bowie. Hi to the Bowies. Hi. Hey, back up. Andrea and Renee and Max and Presley and Sunny. Come on.
Is any tie on?
I think so. Okay, so the first one is, maybe go put your water bottle away and grab your ball.
Annie, Gaia.
The first one, the ball will be out in front. Okay, and you're simply going to right foot on top, come back with your right foot, and then switch to your left foot on top. So it's almost like a march onto the ball. So start by looking at the ball, alternating your feet, and then keep doing that and see if you can do the same thing, but not look down at your ball.
I'm looking at the screen.
Good.
So I
So
can,
look forward and do
and
the
you
same
can-
thing.
And you can
Oh,
still
nice
see the
and quiet.
ball.
So then the progression here, or how to make it more difficult, you can stick with doing this, gaze down or gaze up, and to make it more challenging, you add a hop. So it goes from here, and then I do in one fluid motion, I switch my feet. And then I just do it again. Switch feet. Switch feet. And then you make that more continuous. And if it's okay, Campbell, if it's too hard, you go back to what we were doing. And you're still doing it. We're all doing the same thing, just at different speeds. Good, you guys. Go.
At least he stepped on it.
Next. Jack, can you move over just a little bit? Edie, move over just a little bit. Next, ball in between your feet will be a similar thing, but now I'm passing that nice rigid foot that we made before with our imaginary ball strikes. I want you to find it again. So inside of the foot, on your right foot, to the inside of your left foot. Back and forth. Campbell, stay here, please. Back and forth. And now, can you look up? With your gaze up and lifted, can you keep the same control? And then again here, option to stay right there. Don't feel pressured to do the next option just because it's offered. You do whatever you're comfortable with. Take a break if you need. You can add a hop. And then see if you can check in with the ball with your feet and lift your gaze.
No, but the ball always...
Yeah, and that's okay, Campbell. So Campbell says that's not so great for me, so Campbell's going to stick back to this one. Evie, come off your ball. Okay, the next one. Ball in front. My foot, similar to our ball taps, the sole of my foot is on top of my ball. And now I'm going to pull my ball towards me until it's even with the opposite foot, and then put my foot on top. Use the sole of my foot to roll it out and stop it. So I'm pulling it back in and I'm pushing it out. Push in, push out. Push in, and then same thing here. This is going okay. See if you can lift up your head and look at something in the distance, something on the horizon, and do the same thing. Switch feet, same thing. So the ball, it's okay, love, you do your best. The ball starts under your foot, away from you, pull it in, stop it next to your opposite foot. Roll it out, stop it. Pull it in, and keep doing that. So I'm only touching it with the sole of my foot, or the part of my shoe that would touch the ground when I walk and run. So keep going. And again, you can stick to that, or you can pull it in, hit it with your laces, and grab it again. Did you guys see that? Pull it back, laces to punch it back out. And then you can alternate. Pull it in, laces. Pull it in, laces. So it look like this. You keep going. Keep doing whatever you need to do. And then lift your gaze. Okay, last one. Yeah. You can do it, Pet. Keep going. So now, in between your feet, the same idea. I'm going to go a bit closer. You guys stay behind me. Same idea is I'm going to use the sole of my foot. I'm going to pull the ball and stop with the inside of my foot. Drag it in, drag it out. Drag it in, drag it out. Then it goes left foot. So I come on top of the ball, move it out, and then the inside of my foot pushes it back over. Go behind me, please, love. So that's the last one. So roll it over, pass it back. And then you can start to move with this one. You can move forward and move back. Great. Okay, a quick little reactive drill now to finish. So when you're, move back please, when you're defending in soccer, you don't come up to the ball like this. You want to be down, and you want to have one foot forward depending where your goal is and where you want to send your attacker, or if you're defending. So we'll work on this. Come on, Evie. So our ball's going to be about a meter away from us. Come on, Evie. And then our backs are going to be to the ball. And I'm going to call left and right, and it's going to look like this. We're going to go fast feet, and I'm going to call left. Do a quick hip turn to the left and back. I'm going to call right, and you do a quick hip turn to the right. And then I'm going to say left or right and go. So I'll say right, go, come to the ball in your defensive stance. Okay? Evie, just use mine. It's okay. We'll do this one together. So let's try it. Everybody together. Okay? now
Hi, Elsa.
I'll take you through a few stretches. Back up, please. Take you through a few stretches, and while we're doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about my career and what I'm doing now. And if anybody has any questions, I'll come a little bit closer, type them in, and I'll see if I can answer them while we're stretching, okay? So come on back, guys. We'll stay a little bit closer. So we'll start just with a stretch for your hip flexors. So come into that lunge stance. Back up a little bit, Eve. You can put a pad or a cushion underneath your knee. Right foot forward, and then lift that left arm up. And you can stay like this, or you could angle it over.
Mommy, it's not hard.
Okay.
It's hard on the ground.
Come and do the stretch, please, love. And we'll do the stretch. Okay, and then on my call, Jack, we'll switch. And then we can switch to the other side.
Okay.
So in a lunge position, and then the opposite arm from the one forward, lift that arm up. And do a nice stretch. Good. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about, keep doing the stretch please, a little bit about my career. Hi Kate and Elsa. Okay, Kim. She asked about my favorite memory from my Olympic experience. So we'll cover that. Let's go to our next stretch. Okay, so our next stretch, come down on your bum and then cross your left leg over your right leg, like that. So I played in the national team for 10 years and I got the chance to go to 2 World Cups and the Olympics in 2008 in Beijing. And before I mention my favorite experience from the Olympics, I just wanted to say that I played a ton of sports when I was a kid. Switch legs. You're kind of making a number 4 shape with your legs. Played a ton of sports when I was a kid, and I feel like that multi-sport approach, playing all kinds of different sports, made me a better athlete, a more well-rounded one, and really helped to contribute to my success when I finally chose one. So I always encourage young kids to play as many different sports as they can. And the last thing I'll say is I was never the most skilled player, especially when I moved up to higher levels, more elite levels in a national team. But I made it my goal every day at practice or at games that no one was going to outwork me. So my work ethic and my determination was sort of one of these variables that made me a player that you always had to contend with. So even though I wasn't the most skilled, I was going to beat you to every ball. And whether it's soccer or schoolwork or hockey or baseball, whatever your chosen sport or your passion is in life, if you work hard, nobody can stop you. So we'll go a little bit wider with our legs now, guys. We'll go into this straddle position. And we can stretch to one side and to the other. I'll come a little bit closer so I can see the questions. So oh hey Fraser and Brennan. I don't know if you guys heard at the beginning, come back and do your stretches please. I don't know if you guys heard at the beginning I said I gave a shout out to United Dartmouth Soccer Club. It's so great to see you guys every summer and get a chance to speak to Annie and Kaya's club. So hopefully this summer, I don't know if the situation, I'll be able to get back out there again. But my favorite Olympic experience was the atmosphere and being surrounded by excellence in the other Canadian athletes and being so impressed and awed by their accomplishments and their drive. And that's what I'll remember the most, is that feeling of community and being surrounded by people that pushed me to do my best. And I think if you choose people in life and in sport that give you confidence but drive you to be better, a better person and a better athlete, you're setting yourself up for something good. So if anybody else has any questions, feel free. But I don't see any more. I'm seeing lots of positive comments. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I know I did. And I'll just show you guys one more thing before we're done. I know it's been half an hour. But a great recovery position, that's something that gets forgotten a lot for athletes. recovery is just as important as all your other training. In fact, it might be more important because it allows you to do your best and get the best or the most out of your training. Because you're working hard to put that in, so you need to be sleeping well, getting good nutrition, but also recovering well. So if you find a wall or a couch, and I'll just show you, you guys can come demo it if you want, but you start kind of with one hip, you can move out of the way so everybody can see, and you're going to cannonball your way in, and your legs end up like this. And you can do all kinds of stretches from here. You can do that number 4 stretch, or you can just chill out.
Or do
You guys stay like that so that everybody can see. So it's legs up the wall, and it's a great way to recover, and it's a great way to give your legs a chance to get rid of lactic acid and all the metabolic waste from your hard work. Hey Cheryl!
Who's Cheryl?
I hope Cassie and Talia did it and enjoyed themselves. Well, listen, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I hope you enjoyed it.
Me too.
Campbell too. Campbell and Evie and Jack do as well. And I just had a great time. So children's and young people's physical literacy and activity is really, really important to me. So I hope you got that out of today, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. That's the other thing too, is have fun no matter what you're doing, whatever you decide to do.
Hi,
Make sure you're having fun. He says hi, Henry. Okay, thanks guys.